The signal came in on a dead channel, the kind no one was supposed to be listening to anymore. Commander Rel Vashtu of the Ashkari Dominion stood on the bridge of the warship Talon's Reach, watching the blue-green marble of Earth swell in the forward viewport. 300 years his people had waited for a world like this, untouched by the Compact's endless wars, undefended, ripe. His scouts had confirmed it a dozen times over. No planetary shield grid, no orbital defense platforms, just a scattering of primitive satellites and a species that still argued about borders drawn on dirt. "Fleet formation complete, Commander," said his weapons officer, a broad-shouldered Ashkari named Doss. "Orbital bombardment can commence within the hour." Vashtu allowed himself a rare smile. This conquest would make his name legendary. That was when the old signal crackled through. It wasn't Ashkari code. It was archaic, half-corrupted, buried in a frequency band nobody used except desperate ships broadcasting last words. The bridge crew exchanged looks as the translator matrix struggled to parse it. A voice emerged, ragged, alien, and unmistakably afraid. "To whoever receives this compact Ashkari Vorn, anyone, do not attack the humans. I don't care what your scouts told you. I don't care how weak they look. Turn your ships around. They will never let you flee." Vashtu's smile faded. "Identify the source." His communications officer, a thin Ashkari named Prel, worked frantically at her console. "Signal origin. Commander, this transmission is 11 years old. It's been looping. Broadcast from a derelict Vorn cruiser, drifting in the outer system. Automated repeater. Whoever sent it is long dead. Play the rest." The voice continued, weaker now, static chewing at the edges of every word. "We came with 4 cruisers. We had superior weapons, superior numbers, superior technology in every category their sensors could read. We told ourselves it would be over in a day. It was over in 3 hours for us. They don't fight fair. They don't fight clean. They fight like something is ending if they lose, because to them it is. We hit their coastal cities, and by the following dawn every vessel we had in low orbit had been hunted down by machines they built in hours, not years. Machines that learned our weapon systems mid-battle and adapted faster than our own engineers could recalibrate. We tried to retreat. That was the mistake. You do not get to retreat from humans. They do not let you go home to warn your empire and try again next century. They chased us past the 9th planet, past the debris ring, out into the dark, and they did not stop chasing until there was nothing left of us to chase. I am the last one alive on this ship. My crew is dead. My captain is dead. I have maybe an hour of air left and no working engines and nowhere in this galaxy to go, because I made the same mistake every fleet before mine has made. So hear me, whoever you are, however many years from now. Do not attack humans. You cannot win, and worse, you will never be allowed to lose quietly. There is no version of this where you fly home and try again. Turn around. Turn around now while you still. The transmission cut to static. Silence swallowed the bridge. Doss broke it first, scoffing. A ghost story. Born propaganda, or a coward's excuse recorded before he ran. Our sensors show no defense grid, Commander. No warships. No orbital weapons platforms. This warning is 11 years old and unverified. The Vorn don't record their own cowardice for posterity, Prel said quietly. They don't record anything unless the command orders it. That message was logged as an official distress beacon. Class 1 priority. Vashtu said nothing for a long moment, staring down at the planet. Beautiful, undefended, or so it appeared. Run a deep scan, he ordered. Full spectrum. I want to know what's actually down there, not what their satellites are broadcasting. Took 40 minutes. What came back made even Doss go quiet. Beneath the ordinary radio chatter and civilian satellite noise, the scan found layers, buried transmission networks, encrypted beneath the humans' own outdated internet protocols, running through infrastructure that looked, on the surface, like nothing more than weather balloons and communication towers. Manufacturing signatures pulsed from underground facilities in places called Nevada and Ural, and somewhere in the Australian outback, facilities that drew more power than entire Ashkari shipyards. They built all this, Prel whispered. and made it look like nothing. Vashtu felt something cold settle behind his ribs. They didn't build a defense grid because a defense grid announces intent. They built factories, silent ones, ready to switch on the instant something crosses their perimeter. "Sir, that's paranoia," Doss said, but his voice had lost its certainty. "Even if that's true, we outnumber whatever they could build in the time it takes us to descend." The Vorn outnumbered them too. For cruisers, superior tech in every category their sensors could read. Vashtu repeated the dead alien's words like an incantation. And they were hunted into the dark by weapons that didn't exist when the battle started. He turned from the viewport and looked at his bridge crew. Young faces, eager faces, faces that had signed on for glory and easy plunder. "Sign all ships," he said. "Full stop. No weapons free. No descent." "Commander," Doss started. "I did not survive 4 campaigns by ignoring dead men's warnings," Vashtu snapped. "That transmission wasn't scary. It was the last honest thing a dying soldier ever did, warn the next fool so he wouldn't die the same way. I will not be the next fool." He stared down at Earth one final time, at the swirling clouds hiding whatever waited beneath them, patient and silent and armed in ways his sensors could only guess at. "Plot a withdrawal course," he said, quietly. "No transmissions toward the surface. I don't want to test whether they're already listening." The Talon's reach and its fleet turned away from Earth that night, sliding back into the dark between stars, running not from what they'd seen, but from what a dead man's voice had told them was waiting unseen, beneath a world that looked, by every design, unarmed. 11 years later, buried in the same abandoned frequency band, a new signal began to loop. It was Ashkari this time, and it said almost exactly the same thing.